Good morning guys and welcome to my channel Mind Your Math. See, we have already done the basics of the factorization of quadratic equations. So we know how to find the numbers that form the factors by using the sum and product method, how to group the common terms and how to find the solution of a quadratic equation. But we have done only few sums, so unless we practice more, we are not going to get the hang of the factorization of quadratic equations. So I have taken all these sums from exercise 8.3 of R.D Sharma because there is a wide variety of sums, all different kinds of sums. So I thought I will as well do all the sums in that particular exercise. So in case any of you are actually practicing R.D Sharma, this will be of great help to you. Even otherwise, if you just want to practice the factorization sums, you can just look into the video, write down the sums and solve it on your own and cross verify the answers. Press the like button if you like the video and subscribe to my channel. In case you are having any doubts or clarifications regarding my explanations or any of the content in this video, you can drop a comment or mail me the mail ID given below in the description box. So as you can see, I have written the first 10 sums of that particular exercise. So you people can start doing those sums on your own along with whatever the sums that I am doing, and you can cross check the answers or any mistake in your methods you are having or any doubt in the procedure, you can cross verify with what I am doing. Okay, now let us start with the first sum. X minus 4 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Strictly not given in the standard form of a quadratic equations, but luckily it is already factorized and given to us, in which x minus 4 and x plus 2 are the factors. When the product of two terms is equal to 0, you know that x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0 or both are equal to 0, thus giving us x is equal to 4 and x is equal to minus 2. Very easy. Okay. Even the second one is already factorized. We do not have to go into factorization part of it. So you will get 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. 3x minus 7 is equal to 0. Thus giving us x is equal to minus 3 by 2 or x is equal to 7 by 3. Okay. Now we get to the actual standard form of quadratic equations. 4x square plus 5x is equal to 0. So the constant term is missing in this. It doesn't matter. So how do you solve this? 4x square plus 5x is equal to 0 means, I told you, always group the common terms. So from these two terms, what is common? Correct. So either x is equal to 0 or 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. I will get x is equal to minus 5 by 4. Okay. Now 9x square minus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now you know that because it has also got the constant term, you need to use the sum product method in order to identify the factors. So in this particular sum, what is the sum of the factors? It is minus 3 and the product is 9 into minus 2, which is a minus 18. You need to find two numbers that give you a sum of minus 3 and a product of minus 18, which is very easy, which is minus 6 and 3. Correct? Minus 6 plus 3 is minus 3 and minus 6 into 3 is a minus 18. So you can split the middle term using these two numbers. You will get 9x square minus 6x plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Take out the common factor from the first two terms and the last two terms. From these two, I can take out a 3x, thus giving 3x minus 2 plus. Now, the last two terms do not have anything in common. It's absolutely fine. Now, you can see 3x minus 2 is common in both the terms. You can take it out. Now, the product of two terms is equal to 0. So, you have 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, giving us x is equal to 2 by 3 and 3x plus 1 is equal to 0, giving x is equal to minus 1 by 3. Okay, so we have done similar sums in the previous class. So this is the final answer. We will move on to the fifth one. 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Our sum is a minus 1 and our product is 6 into minus 2, which is a minus 12. Now, can you easily guess the numbers that give you a sum of minus 1 and a product of minus 12? It is minus 4 and 3. Okay. Now, let me split the middle term using minus 4 and 3, thus giving us 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now you need to take out the common factor from the first two terms and the last two terms. From these two terms, I can take out a 2x. And these two terms, I cannot take out anything. So I'm going to leave it as such. Okay. So 2x, you give me 3x minus 2 plus 3x minus 2. Now you can see 3x minus 2 is common in both the terms, leaving us with 2x plus 1 as the other term. So from here you will get x is equal to 2 by 3 and here you will get x is equal to minus 1 by 2. 6x square plus 11x plus 3. Our sum is 11 and the product is 18. So what are the two numbers that can give you a sum of 11 and product of 18? It is obviously 9 and 2. Fine. Now I am going to split the middle term using 9 and 2 as 9x and 2x and let us see what is the final answer that we are getting. I have done the complete sum over here. I have split the middle term using 9x and 2x and then I have taken the common factors out and grouped the terms, giving us x is equal to minus 3 by 2 and x is equal to minus 1 by 3. For the seventh one, the sum is a minus 3 and the product is a minus 10. 5 into minus 2. The numbers are minus 5 and 2. I am not going to do the complete sum because it is very similar to the ones that we have done before. You will get the final answer as minus 2 by 5 and 1. Okay. Now let us move on to the eighth one. It is similar to the previous sums, but let us see what is the sum and the product and the numbers that give those sum and product. Here you will get the sum as a minus 13 and the product as a minus 48 and the numbers I have identified as minus 16 and 3. So you will get the answer as x is equal to minus 1 by 16 and 1 by 3. Okay. Now let us move on to the ninth one. The ninth one is not given in the standard form. We have to rearrange in order to get a proper form. So here you can write 3x square plus 11x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now you have a proper quadratic. The sum of the terms has to be 11 and the product has to be 30. Okay. Now what are those two numbers? Very easy. It is 6 as well as 5. Split the middle term using 6 and 5 and group the terms and let us figure out the answer. Please do the steps on your own. I will just give the final answer so you can cross verify. So the answer for the ninth one I have written over here minus 5 by 3 and minus 2. Now the 10th one I had to rearrange and I am getting 25x square plus 25x plus 4 is equal to 0. Sum is 25 and the product is 100, giving me the numbers as 20 and 5. After using this to split the middle term and grouping the terms, you will get minus 4 by 5 and minus 1 by 5 as the final answer. So these are all similar to the sums that we have done in the previous class. So these are pretty easy by now. Now let us write down the next 10 sums or 5 sums as the space in the board allows me to. So let us move on to the next part. I have written the next 8 sums on the board and I have also written the answers. So basically I want you guys to start doing any order that you can pick up the sums and you can do and cross verify the answers. So let me start with the first one. 10x minus 1 by x is equal to 3. So my first task is to convert it into a the form of the quadratic equation that we are familiar with. So 10x minus 1 by x is equal to 3. I am taking the LCM of the denominators. I will be getting x. So I need to eliminate that x from the denominator and make it into a proper quadratic equation. So I told you, whenever you have a denominator, take the LCM of all the denominators in LHS and RHS and multiply across. So you will get, open the bracket, now you have a proper quadratic equation and here it is a negative sign. So sum is a minus 3 and the product is a minus 10. So what are the numbers possible? It is minus 5 and plus 2. Split the middle term using minus 5 and plus 2. Group the terms and solve in order to get these answers. Okay. 2 by x square minus 5 by x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now again we have to follow the same method because we need to cancel out we need to remove the denominators and get a proper quadratic. So I am taking the LCM. LCM of all the terms is equal to x square. Okay. I am multiplying by x square. So I will get 2 minus 5x plus 2x square is equal to 0. Rearranging the terms, 2x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now I need to find two numbers that gives me a sum of minus 5 and a product of plus 4. So I can see that those numbers are minus 4 and minus 1. Okay. Now I am going to split the middle term. 2x square minus 4x minus 1x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So 2x is common. You will get x minus 2 minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now you have an x minus 2 here. There is nothing common in the last two terms also. I need to get something common in these two terms. You can see that if you are rearranging this, taking a minus sign outside, you will get x minus 2. Okay, so x minus 2 is common and you have 2x minus 1. You have the 13th sum, which is already in the standard form of a quadratic equation. So I need to find two numbers that give me a sum of 5 and a product of 4 root 3 into minus 2 root 3. So what are we getting? Product is 4 root 3 into minus 2 root 3. You will get a minus 24. Fine. And the sum is a plus 5. So what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are 8x and minus 3x. I mean 8 as well as 3. You split the middle term as 8x and minus 3x. Okay. And then solve it to find out root 3 by 4 and minus 2 by root 3 as the answer. Now the 14th one, again it is in the standard form. You need to find two numbers in such a way that the sum is a minus 3 and the product is 2 minus 2 root 2 into root 2, which is a minus 4. So what can be those numbers? It is very clear those numbers are minus 4 and plus 1. Split the middle term as a minus 4x and a plus 1x in order to get the answer as minus 1 by root 2 and 2 root 2. A square x square minus 3abx plus 2b square is equal to 0. I had made a mistake while writing the question. There was a 2 over here which I had not written previously. Now let us try. Now let us do this by factorization. I need to find two numbers that will give me a sum of minus 3ab. See, whatever is standing with x is our sum. So minus 3ab and the product is 2b square into a square giving 2a square b square. Now slightly tricky because it is not numbers. How do you factorize this? 2a square b square can be factorized in multiple ways as a product of 2 and a square b square, 2ab and ab, etc. etc. We need to find two factors, not only giving a product of 2a square b square. I also need to get a sum of minus 3ab, which means that the two terms that give me a sum of minus 3ab, each of them should have the ab term. Otherwise, you can't add. See, you cannot add. Suppose I am splitting this as 2 and a square b square. But I am not able to add. I cannot add a number and a variable. Correct? So I can add only variable terms that also like terms together. So both of the factors should have AB term. Now let us split the factors. 2a square b square I can write as 2ab and ab. I can also write as minus 2ab and minus ab. Both of them when multiplied will give me 2a square b square. But which one of them will give me minus 3ab? This one. So now I need to split the middle term using these two terms. So now let us complete the steps and figure out the final answer. After identifying the terms, I am splitting the middle term using minus 2abx and minus abx. Okay. I am taking the common factors from the first two and the last two. From the first two, I am taking ax outside. This is the remaining one. From the last two, I am taking a minus b outside. And then I find out that ax minus 2b is common in both. I take it out and I get this. Product of two terms equal to 0. I equate each one of them to 0. I will get x is equal to 2b by a and x is equal to b by a, which is our answer. Okay. Just because you see variables in a quadratic equation, do not get worried. Follow the same procedure that we were doing. Identify the factors of the sum and using the sum and product method and split the middle term. Okay. Now let us move on to the 16th one in this. Sum is minus of root 2 plus 1, product is root 2. So which are the two numbers? Minus root 2 and minus 1. Split the middle term using minus root 2 and minus 1 and see what you are getting. So x square minus root 2x minus 1x plus root 2 is equal to 0. Okay. I am taking out the common factor giving x minus root 2 over here and a minus sign outside giving x minus root 2 here also. So I will get x minus root 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 0, giving us x is equal to root 2 and x is equal to 1. Okay. Now you can see that the next sum is ditto the 16th sum except that root 2 has become a root 3. I am leaving it to you to figure out on your own because it is extremely simple. I am going to do the 18th one, which is again given in terms of variables a and b. This is our question. So this is the answer that is written over here. I have rewritten the question here. Proper quadratic form. We need to find two numbers that will give us a sum of 4b and a product of minus 4 into a square minus b square. Now, as I know, minus 4 into a square minus b square can be split in a variety of ways. Minus 4 and a square minus b square is a factor. Minus of a square minus b square and 4 is a factor. And then there are multiple other factors. Now, what kind of factors should we be looking at? We should be looking at factors that has a and b terms. Because our sum has got a b term in it. It does not have a b square term or an a square term. It has a b term in it. So I should be looking for factors that has b terms in it. So how do you get b from a square minus b square? You can use the identity a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, and now suddenly instead of a b square I have a b term. So I am going to write this is minus 4 into a plus b into a minus b. Correct. Now my task is not to find the factors of this. My task is to find the factors of this. Let us see how we can write it. I can either write it as minus 4 into a plus b as one factor and a minus b as the other factor. Or minus 4 into a minus b and a plus b as the other factor. Correct. Now the minus sign, you know why. The minus sign means one of the terms has to be negative. So I am alternating. Here it was a plus b and here it was a minus b. Okay. Now let us see what happens when we are adding these two terms. Just see. Minus 4a minus 4b plus a minus b. What can you see here? The a term is not getting cancelled because the coefficients are so very different. I have to get the a terms cancelled because I want only the b term. So which means that the coefficients of the a term should be equal, which means this 4 cannot be retained to one term only. It has to be split as 2 and 2 across a plus b and a minus b. Okay. Now let me split it to 2, 2 and 2. Now my task is to find whether this combination is correct or this combination is correct. How do I do it? I will open the bracket, I will add and I will see which is correct. Minus 2 into a plus b is minus 2a minus 2b. This is plus 2a minus 2b. Now you can see that the a terms are getting cancelled, but when I am adding the b terms, I am getting a minus 4b. I don't need a minus 4b, I need only a plus 4b. Now let me open the second one and see. Minus 2a plus 2b plus 2a plus 2b. Okay, minus 2a minus into minus is a plus. 2a cancelled, I am getting a 4b. So which are the factors that I need? The factors that I need are minus 2 into a minus b and 2 into a plus b. Now let me split the middle term using these two numbers. Not numbers, sorry, these two terms. These are the two factors that we identified. I am splitting 4b using these two factors. The sum of them gave me 4b. We checked it. So I am writing 4b as this. 4bx became 2 into a plus b into x minus 2 into a minus b into x. Whenever we are identifying, suppose there are two numbers which we have identified as 5 and 2. How do you split the middle term? 5x plus 2x. Similarly, minus 2 into a minus b into x minus sorry, 2 into a plus b into x minus 2 into a minus b into x. Okay, and a square minus b square I have written as a plus b into a minus b. Now it is the same procedure. We take out the common factors from the first two terms. So in the first two terms, what is the common factor that I found out? I found out that 2x is a common factor. When I am taking it outside, in the first term 2x is remaining. In the second term 2x is gone. What is remaining? A plus b is remaining. Now I am grouping the third and the fourth terms, and you can see what is common in the third and the fourth term. A minus b is common. I am taking a minus b. What is remaining? 2 and x plus a plus b. Why am I putting a plus sign over here? Because minus sign has been taken out as a common factor too. Okay. Now each of these terms has to be equated to 0. So let us find out finally what we are getting as the solution. These two terms you can see 2x plus a plus b is common. Taking it out, what is remaining? 2x minus a minus b. Now product of two terms are equal to 0. The first one I have equated to 0 and I will get x is equal to minus of a plus b by 2. Now the second one I have equated and I get x is equal to a minus b by 2, and this is the correct answer. There was minus sign. Okay, fine. Okay, this was a slightly, not, I wouldn't say complicated, because there were too many variables and too many factorizations, because we had to factorize a square minus b square as well. One thing you need to remember is that when you are doing sums like this, space the steps, because otherwise it is very difficult for not only for the examiner or the invigilator, not the invigilator, for the person who is correcting the paper to read, even for you when you are doing the sum. So leave enough space between the steps so you can identify what are the common factors and what are the factors that you should take out and group, and the remaining factors that need to be grouped. So I wouldn't say your handwriting has to be exemplary. I'm just telling it has to be neat enough, not only for other people to read, for all you also to read when you are writing the exam. Okay.